This is episode 7 of American Podcast Federation. From Studio 1615, I am Ted the Ranger Irvine. Gone again is Lee. Went off to Central City to help the children. We should start a petition to call this the Ted the Ranger Irvine Show, because I feel like I've been doing most of the work than Lee has. But in episode 7, we have Gemini Aries versus Taylor Raines, which Gemini Aries already out in the ring. And then making his way down now will be Taylor Raines. And we have a rubber match against Giovanni Romano and Eric Jacobs. Basically a best 2 out of 3 falls match, because both Eric Jacobs and Giovanni Romano have a pinfall over each other. And now both men in the ring. Taylor Raines versus Eric Jacobs. Bell begins. Gemini Aries pushes Taylor Raines into the turnbuckle. We haven't seen much. This is first appearance of Taylor Raines since the tie-up since the first round tournament, when he lost against Giovanni Romano in the prestigious tournament. But he is in control against Gemini Aries. Hip toss to Gemini Aries with the still clinching with the reverse bear hug on Gemini Aries. Throws him onto the mat to the tie-up. Taylor Raines in control over Gemini Aries, the runner-up in our prestigious tournament. Or Taylor Raines with a suplex to Gemini Aries, in control over Gemini Aries, trying to show, and a scissors headlock to Gemini Aries with some forearms. Bow and arrow to Gemini Aries. And a elbow from Gemini Aries to Taylor Raines. Taylor Raines with the Irish whip over the top turnbuckle. And Taylor Raines hits Gemini Aries with a forearm and knocks him onto the floor. Taylor Raines is showing he wants to be a prestigious champion. This fellow from Reno, Nevada, and just tossing Gemini Aries into the ring post. And yet again into the ring post. Nope. Gemini Aries with a fireman's carry to break up the count of the ref. Taylor Raines back in control with a forearm dive to Gemini Aries. Taylor Raines. Gemini Aries with the uppercut to Taylor Raines. And now Taylor Raines gets a taste of the ring post himself. And Taylor Raines up and suplexes Gemini Aries to the mat. And a fireman's carry to Taylor Raines. An Irish whip to Gemini Aries into the turnbuckles. Taylor Raines lifting Gemini Aries to the top turnbuckle. And a suplex from the top rope to Gemini Aries. And Taylor Raines for the pinfall. Only a 2 count to Gemini Aries. Gemini Aries and Taylor Raines back with the scissor headlock, but Gemini Aries escapes. And a scoop powerbomb slam to Taylor Raines. And some stomps to Taylor Raines from Gemini Aries. And Taylor Reigns with a reversal. With a pinfall to Gemini Aries, only a two count. Taylor Reigns on the offense, onto the shoulder of Gemini Aries. This is quick by Gemini Aries to Taylor Reigns. And Taylor Reigns back on his feet, shoulders to the ribs of an Alabama slam to Gemini Aries. Taylor Reigns No, man, Taylor Reigns is quicker than I expected him to be after the tournament. Oh, but Gemini Aries back in control of the match. His quickness must be from India. He did wrestle in the Green Bay territories. He's been wrestling for 12 years. And a hip toss to Taylor Reigns from Gemini Aries, and boots to the chest. Gemini Aries picks Taylor Reigns up. Taylor Reigns Gemini Aries face plants Taylor Reigns and belly to belly to Taylor Reigns. And Gemini Aries in the second turnbuckle with a knee to the face of Taylor Reigns. Irish whip into the turnbuckle to Gemini Aries to Taylor Reigns. And it looks like Gemini Aries is going to go from a suplex. He goes with the suplex from the top turnbuckle. Gemini Aries now in control. Turns Taylor Reigns over, but Taylor Reigns with the kick to Gemini Aries' chest. Both men on. And the Rio Street Stomp. Oh, no, only a two count after the Reno Street Stomp. Homage to the late great Connor the Crusher, who Taylor Reigns looked up to when he was growing up. Now we go back to an Irish whip and an bulldog to Gemini Aries from Taylor Reigns. Taylor Reigns in the assault on the knee to Gemini Aries. Taylor Reigns picks up Gemini Aries. Irish whips him over the top rope. Forearms to Gemini Aries. Knocks him over. And Taylor Reigns still in the assault. I don't know if him kicking out after the Reno Street Stomp, it looks like that upset him. He's on the assault, and the ref is at a 4 count. And at 5. Taylor Reigns back in the ring to break up the ref's count. We're at 7. Gemini Aries back in the ring. Gemini Aries with the suplex to Taylor Reigns. Looks like he goes for a kick. Punts Taylor Reigns in the chest. Goes for the pinfall. Taylor Reigns kicks out after the punt to the chest. Both men back up, and a drop kick from Taylor Reigns to Gemini Aries. And Gemini Aries in control, picking up Taylor Reigns' leg. Hip toss, now a leg drop to Taylor Reigns. Gemini Aries picks Taylor Reigns up on the shoulders. Reversal DDT to Gemini Aries. Taylor Reigns with a DDT. And it looks like he was going to go for another one, but a toe sweep from Gemini Aries to Taylor Reigns. Nope, only a 2 count after the pinfall, after Gemini Aries. Wow, both men wanting to prove that they are prestigious in APF. American Podcast Federation brings the action to you folks. And Gemini Aries back in control with the forearms. Suplexes. Taylor Reigns goes for the pinfall. Taylor Reigns kicks out at 2. Both men exhausted. And a sidewalk slam to Taylor Reigns from Gemini Aries. And a rear naked chokehold to Taylor Reigns. Taylor Reigns powering out. Gut shots to Gemini Aries. And Irish whip to Taylor Reigns. To another Irish whip into the corner. And a bulldog to Taylor Reigns. And Gemini Aries on the second rope. Misses with the elbow. And Taylor Reigns with the toe sweep to Gemini Aries. A back and forth match. What APF is all about. And goes yet again for the Reno Street Stomp. Yes! Taylor Reigns with a victory over Gemini Aries. The runner-up. And Taylor Reigns goes for the shake to Gemini Aries. Gemini Aries with the shake of his own. What sportsmanship between those after that match. Unlike this rubber match between Giovanni Romano and Eric Jacobs. Giovanni Romano making his way down now. Now this episode, we get the rubber match against Giovanni Romano and Eric Jacobs. And now Eric Jacobs in the ring. Both men staring each other down. Bell rings. Tie up between both of them. Giovanni Romano in control. Hip toss. Headlock to Eric Jacobs from Giovanni Romano. Eric Jacobs with the reversal with the head scissors to Giovanni Romano. Oh, no. Back reversal from Giovanni Romano. Hits Eric Jacobs. Both men back on the feet with a tie-up with Giovanni Romano in control over our anti-Canadian Eric Jacobs. Forearms to Eric Jacobs. Giovanni Romano in control. And yet another head scissors. Forearm shots to Eric Jacobs. Giovanni Romano rolls over Eric Jacobs. Lifts him back up. And a reversal with the chin to Eric Jacobs' head. With a reversal. Irish whip. Hip toss to Giovanni Romano. Stomps to Giovanni Romano's chest. Lifts him up. Hip toss from Giovanni Romano to Eric Jacobs. Sweep by Giovanni Romano. And a leg drop to Eric Jacobs. Eric Jacobs lifts. Giovanni Romano lifts Eric Jacobs up. Just reversal after reversal. I can't keep. I apologize. I should have a broadcast partner with me right now to help me, but I'm doing my best. Lee's off. helping children for apparent reasons, even though we have great action to entertain you folks with. But now Eric Jacobs with the neck breaker to Giovanni Romano. And lifts up Giovanni Romano. With an uppercut to Giovanni Romano. Another uppercut to Giovanni Romano. Irish whips Giovanni Romano into the turnbuckle. And an elbow to Eric Jacobs from Giovanni Romano. And a DDT to Eric Jacobs. And boots to the chest of Eric Jacobs. And a reversal from Eric Jacobs to Giovanni Romano. And yet again, another reversal. And Eric Jacobs just punches Giovanni in the gut. And a fireman's carry from Eric Jacobs to Giovanni Romano. And a pinfall, only a 2 count. And a knee to the back of Giovanni Romano. And a punch dive to Giovanni Romano. And Eric Jacobs lifts up Giovanni Romano. Throws him over the top turnbuckle. Throws him back into the ring. And some stomps to the chest. Head rake to Giovanni Romano. Neck breaker to Giovanni Romano. And he goes for the pinfall. Only a two count. Giovanni Romano kicks out after 2 count. And a suplex to Giovanni Romano. Eric Jacobs lifts up Giovanni Romano for a DDT. And that took out a lot after. Eric Jacobs rolls over after the thunderous DDT. Goes for the pinfall to Giovanni Romano. Will this end? No. Eric Jacobs looks distraught after that. And attempt cutter from Giovanni to Eric Jacobs, but studied it too much. Reversals, but Giovanni Romano reverses with a gut shot of his own. Hip toss, goes for the pinfall. Only a 2 count, folks. Both men exhausted. And a belly-to-belly attempt, but Giovanni reverses it into a hip toss. And, face first in the turnbuckle to Giovanni Romano. Eric Jacobs for the pinfall. Only a 2 count. Now Eric Jacobs with the head scissors, forearms to Giovanni. And Eric Jacobs taking just a little breather, but stomps to Giovanni Romano's back. And then knee to the spine to Giovanni Romano. Rolls him over. And a reversal arm breaker to Eric Jacobs and forearms. And is the cutter to Eric Jacobs. No. I don't think he got a full cutter on that. And now his electric chair. Electric chair slam to Eric Jacobs and goes for the pinfall. No. Only a 2 count after the electric chair superplex slam. And Giovanni Romano in control with a suplex, another suplex to Eric Jacobs. Head rake to Eric Jacobs. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Clothesline in the turnbuckle. Giovanni in control. I apologize. Eric Jacobs now in control after a reversal. Eric Jacobs with a DDT to Giovanni Romano. And he goes for the pinfall. No, only a 2 count. And Giovanni Romano in control over Eric Jacobs, throws him in between the ropes into the ring post with a power bomb, a sweeping power bomb to the pinfall. Only a 2 count after that. Both men on their feet. Both men exhausted after this action-packed episode of APF from Studio 1615. And Eric Jacobs in control. Kicks Giovanni Romano in the thigh. Hip toss. Now the rear naked chokehold to Giovanni Romano. And just twerking on that rear naked chokehold. And Giovanni Romano with a second wind, with elbows to the ribs to Eric Jacobs, and then his own rear naked chokehold to Eric Jacobs. Twerking it, ref making sure it's legal. And Eric Jacobs in control of his own. And elbows to the ribs to Giovanni Romano. And an Irish whip to Giovanni Romano into the turnbuckle. And what is Eric Jacobs attempting to do? Puts Giovanni on the top turnbuckle. Is going for a suplex off the top turnbuckle. Hits it. Goes for the pinfall. Eric Jacobs wins the rubber match against Giovanni Romano with a suplex off the top rope. And Eric Jacobs celebrating in the ring right now. I would too. He wants to be the number 1 contender for our prestigious championship. Wants to be prestigious like our prestigious champion, which is now making his way down to the ring, Kevin Journey. He will be facing Dilgus Ludwig in the upcoming match. And I'm being told now from our APF executives that Lee will be back after his journey to help the children out in Central City. Still should be here at Studio 1615 broadcasting this. I mean, the only good thing about Lee not being here is I get the whole broadcast table to myself to witness Kevin Journey against Dilgus Ludwig, making his way now down to the ring in our main event of episode 7. Finally gets into the ring to face off against Kevin Journey, our prestigious champion of APF, American Podcast Federation, from Studio 1615. And bell rings. And both men tie up. But Kevin Journey in control. Pushes, powers Dilgus Ludwig into and a drop kick to Kevin Journey. And kicks to Kevin Journey. Fist to the face of Kevin Journey from Dilgus Ludwig. And Dilgus Ludwig in control. And a fireman's carry from Kevin Journey. And a reversal from Dilgus Ludwig. Face planting Kevin Journey. And stomps to Kevin Journey. This is a rematch from last episode. An Irish whip to Kevin Journey from Dilgus Ludwig. And a stomp to the elbow to Kevin Journey from Dilgus Ludwig. And a reversal by Kevin Journey, and Dilgus Ludwig in control. Gut shot to Kevin Journey. And Dilgus Ludwig in control with some forearms, but Kevin Journey with a headlock. And a toe sweep. And Kevin Journey snap naked chokehold slam to Dilgus Ludwig. And yet again another snap naked chokehold. Kevin Journey showing he is a prestigious champion of APF. And a Irish whip to Dilgus Ludwig over the top rope. And a forearm knocks him over. And Kevin Journey on the assault, but with a reversal. Dilgus Ludwig throws Kevin Journey back into the ring. And now Dilgus Ludwig in control over the match. And Dilgus Ludwig with a leg drop to Kevin Journey. And Kevin Journey gets up. Shoulder tackle to Dilgus Ludwig. And Kevin Journey in control. And his own stomp to Dilgus Ludwig elbow. And a scoop, it was an attempt scoop slam, but Dilgus Ludwig with his neck breaker of his own to Kevin Journey. But Kevin Journey in control. Gets Dilgus Ludwig's chin, hits it down for the leapfrog chin slam, goes for the chokehold, and showing off. Picks Dilgus Ludwig up. Irish whip into the turnbuckle. Puts Dilgus Ludwig on the top turnbuckle. What is he gonna go for? Oh my god! A moonsault flip from the top rope, and Journey goes for the pinfall. And Dilgus Ludwig kicks out at a 2 count. And Kevin Journey ranking on Dilgus Ludwig's neck. Rolls Dilgus Ludwig over. Goes to the stomps to both knees to Dilgus Ludwig. But he picks him up. Irish whip. Sidewalk slam. Shows off a little bit and goes for the pinfall. A 2. Only a 2 count. Kevin Journey goes for a drop kick, but misses. And hip toss to Dilgus Ludwig. Kevin Journey with the airplane spin to Dilgus Ludwig. Slams him to the mat. Stomps to Dilgus Ludwig's chest. Rolls him over. Elbow to the knee to Dilgus Ludwig. And chin to the top of Dilgus Ludwig. And belly to belly to Kevin Journey and Dilgus Ludwig on the second rope. Just waiting on his prey. Elbow to the face of Kevin Journey. And waiting, and a stomp and a stunner. The Russian stunner to Kevin Journey in the pinfall. And still, Kevin Journey kicks out after the Russian stunner. And upsets Dilgus Ludwig and just stomps and kicks to the back of Kevin Journey. And forearms. And rolls him over. Drags him to the center of the ring. A drop kick to Kevin Journey from Dilgus Ludwig. And a reversal Irish whip from Kevin Journey, but Dilgus Ludwig, nope. Knee to the face from Kevin Journey to Dilgus Ludwig, and a pinfall attempt from Kevin Journey. And only a 2 count. Both men on their feet. In control with a scoop slam to Kevin Journey from Dilgus Ludwig. Dilgus Ludwig in the second rope. Elbow to the face to Kevin Journey. Dilgus Ludwig saying some words to Kevin Journey. But Dilgus Ludwig with the scissor lock forearms to Kevin Journey and kicks to the back to Kevin Journey. And Dilgus Ludwig yet again to the second rope, waiting on Kevin Journey. And an elbow to the back to Kevin Journey. And a snap and a rear naked chokehold to Kevin Journey. Ref making sure it's legal. And our prestigious champion working his way out of the rear naked chokehold with the gut shots to Dilgus and the uglier to Dilgus Ludwig. And a 1, 2, a 2 count after the uglier to Dilgus Ludwig. And Kevin Journey just elbow drops Dilgus Ludwig, pops up, shows off, lifts up Dilgus Ludwig, Irish whips him into the turnbuckle, puts Dilgus Ludwig on the top turnbuckle. Dilgus Ludwig with a reversal with a kick to the chest, gets off the top turnbuckle, and a hip toss from Kevin Journey to Dilgus Ludwig. And a suplex to Dilgus Ludwig. Took a little bit out of Kevin Journey, but Kevin Journey, our prestigious champion, still in control of this match. For a back kick to Dilgus Ludwig. Knee to the face to Dilgus Ludwig from Kevin Journey in the pinfall attempt. Only a 2 count after the knee to the face. Both men exhausted. And another Russian stunner. And Dilgus Ludwig beats our prestigious champion after the Russian stunner. What does that entail, folks? Will he be our #1 contender for a prestigious championship? The only man to defeat Kevin Journey in APF from Studio 1615.